Hi everyone, this is Barrett. We are at the Centurion Summit here in beautiful Miami Beach with Jay Yu, who's the Executive Chairman and CEO of LIS Technologies, a very exciting laser isotope enrichment company. Jay, could you start us off? Could you tell us a little bit about your technology and why the big demand in uranium today?
Yeah, thanks for having me today. The big demand is obviously from the nuclear renaissance and the big AI data center movement here. You have trillions of dollars being put into this, and nuclear is one of the energy sources that are base load. And with that, you need fuel, you need enrichment, and with that, you have our technology, which is LIS Technologies Inc. We're the only U.S. origin and patented technology for laser uranium enrichment, which is considered the third generation of the holy grail of enrichment. We're set up in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, but there's so much exciting things happening with the company, and I could talk more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, I think the first question any investor is going to ask is what does the timeline look like for commercial production? And then what does the regulatory environment look like with this sort of, well, technology and then, of course, uranium itself?
Great question. I think one of the main areas we've always focused on is bringing tier one human capital to the company. So we have former regulatory people from the NRC that have done this already, the licensing part, and that have worked at the NRC. So they are advising us, internally and working with the NRC on the applications and all the licensing pathways to get this done. Commercialization will look like early 2030s, in around that time. It could head towards mid 2030s, but our goal is early 2030s, obviously with the new licensing pathways and the executive mandates. They're pushing hard now for nuclear and to kind of remove some of this red tape or kind of adjust some of this for licensing.
So speaking about the facility in Tennessee, it's a $1.38 billion capex, I believe. Could you talk a little bit about your capital raising strategy? I believe you just closed a round privately here recently, and then maybe a pathway to public listing.
Yeah, so we've been approached by obviously a ton of SPAC companies, reverse mergers, IPO bankers, but right now we have enough cash in the bank to get us through, I would say, another year. But during that time, we're exploring different opportunities. Obviously, the market is hot. There's been tons of IPOs in the advanced nuclear space, so nuclear technology's growing. Another thing is, I always say there's all these Ferraris being built, but there's no gas to power these Ferraris. And right now, LIS is in a place where we can be a part of that puzzle to help with the enrichment side of things. So the island, which is 206 acres in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, is actually situated right in the historic K-25 site where they enriched the first uranium for the first nuclear bomb. So it's a very historic area, very friendly to nuclear tech companies. So we bought this island there. We're looking to commercialize our laser enrichment there. So building a test pilot plant that will do 1 year, 500,000 SWUs a year, and then head to our full commercial laser enrichment, which will one day do 5 million SWUs a year.
Very exciting, very exciting. And as you said, there's a lot of energy, well, in the energy field. So I wanted to wrap us up. What do you think of the Centurion conference so far? And what's the key message that you want investors watching and the investors at the conference to take home with them?
Yeah, I think there's a ton of excitement in this space. Not many nuclear companies are here, so they're able to kind of see what we're doing and understand it from a different standpoint. There's a lot of mining companies here, so they do understand the fuel cycle of things. So LIS Technologies being here really showcases our how high TRL we're heading towards, which means the technology readiness level. This year, we're planning to demonstrate that in our laser enrichment lab, and we're really excited just because there's a ton of support by the state, by the government. So we're looking to add on to that.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Jay. And thank you once again to those watching.